These are the 10 most annoying items to get in the Kingdom Hearts series. We all know that feeling when something is such a colossal grind. It starts to eat at our brains, but we definitely want to get the strongest weapons in the game. In Kingdom Hearts, there are tons of different synthesis items and methods for unlocking some of the game's most powerful items, although getting them is definitely a test of your own mental strength. For the most part, these typically don't scratch that same itch that other Kingdom Hearts situations do. A big part of these games is participating in cinematic battles and triumphing over your enemy, but this is put to a stop when Sora needs to grind by doing the same thing again and again. There's nothing really satisfying about these things except the rewards at the end. You are doing these things for the items, not because you are actually enjoying yourself. And I want to take a look at the entire series and see which one of these were just the worst. Those items that just start turning your brain into mush after trying to get them for so long. But before I get into it though, please be sure to do a solid and hit that like button. Each like pushes the release date of Kingdom Hearts 4 even closer. Now, these are the 10 most annoying items to get in Kingdom Hearts. To get started, anyone who has tried to 100% complete Kingdom Hearts 1 knows the pain of the Power Stones. Above all, the Ultima weapon in Kingdom Hearts 1 is the grindiest one out there. Not only do you need to craft every other item first in order to unlock it, but each item has its own collection of requirements that need to be collected beforehand, and the Power Stones are amongst this long list of items to get. Although obtaining them might as well require you to be Solid Snake. In order to get the Power Stones, Sora will need to defeat these Sniper Wild enemies. These are unlike any other enemies in the game since they only appear in a designated area. Sora can occasionally find them in the 2nd District in Traverse Town. In order to get a Power Stone, the player will need to defeat at least 6 Sniper Wilds without being seen. They have this radar vision that will scare them if Sora gets too close. If Sora is noticed, then all the enemies will run away and you'll have to leave in order to get them to appear again. And there are multiple ways of doing this, like camping them out and spamming it with Mushu's attacks. But it only takes a second of them to look at you for them to dip out. And there can be up to 30 different Sniper Wilds at a time, and every 6 has the chance of dropping a Power Stone. You'll just have to keep trying without getting seen in order to get enough. Trust me, this is just one of the first of many pains that come with Kingdom Hearts 1's Ultima weapon. Although not to really dunk on Kingdom Hearts 1 too much, let's jump into Kingdom Hearts 3. The Ultima weapon in this game can be pretty challenging, but nothing compares to Kingdom Hearts 1, although there is this one mini game in particular that I dread every time I gotta boot up this game again. In order to obtain the Ultima weapon, the player will need to collect every Orichalcum Plus in the game. These are typically assigned to a specific area. After clearing out the Frozen World, you can go back to the mountain and participate in a sledding minigame. Here, there are many different paths and caves for Sora and friends to go through, but the pain comes in full force when you realize you have to collect 10 different treasures while on this map. Throughout the level, there will be these 10 small gems for Sora to grab, although it's nearly impossible to try and find them all without a guide. Since there are so many different narrowing paths to go down, it's hard to keep track of the ones you've already gone down, as Sora will need to find them all on his own. Regardless, you'll likely be going down this mountain several times to collect them all. There's also a chance of missing one as soon as you were so close to grabbing it as well. I never want to get this synthesis item again. In Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2, this was the first game in the series to allow players to have multiple different characters. You can play as every member of the organization as well as a few additional characters. Outside of the organization, you got Mickey, Donald, Goofy, and Sora all as playable characters, although unlocking Sora will take you the most time in the game. In the game's mission mode, it's possible to play as all these different characters. To unlock Sora, you'll need to 100% complete every single story mode mission in the game. Now, most mission and days don't require you to get everything in order to progress. They usually have the small meter on the bottom of the screen. To get Sora, you have to max out everything on every mission. But when I tell you, you gotta remember what 100%ing all of these missions actually means. It means you gotta go around all these worlds and do those incredibly fun recon missions, like scanning a pile of dirt or rope, or something else not fun, or clearing out every Heartless in a mission when their spawns are so incredibly hidden you probably won't be finding them anytime soon. Once all the missions are cleared, you can buy Sora from the shop and he appears in his Kingdom Hearts 1 attire. Since Sora is only available in mission mode, whether or not this unlock seems worth it is ultimately up to the player. I just know that this is one tough Kingdom Hearts game to 100%. But it's not the hardest. Oh boy, it's definitely not the hardest. Jumping into Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, the 2 most difficult cards in the game are its final rewards. In this game, you build a deck of cards from Keyblade swings to enemy attacks, and there are hundreds of different cards available in the game. The gold and platinum cards are given to Sora as a reward for collecting every other card in the game. The gold card is first, allowing players to reload all of their premium cards. Then the platinum card can be grabbed right after the gold card, and it will make it so Sora doesn't take any damage for several hits. Pretty incredible cards that do pretty incredible things. It's too bad it's going to take me hundreds of hours to get the RNG to help me out. Most cards that Sora collects in this game are from enemy drops, although it's common for enemies to not drop drop anything at all. To get every card in the game, that also means to collect every enemy card as well, which will require the player to repeat rooms again and again, praying for them to drop a single card. Then you have to do this again for every enemy that drops a card, which is essentially everyone. The thing that makes this so annoying is that there's very little you can do to increase the drop rate of cards, and there are spreadsheets dedicated to the odds and worlds where it's best to grind out for cards. This is easily one of the most difficult Kingdom Hearts games to 100% because of how much RNG is needed. And it's annoying because I do not have the time for that. All the power to you if you've done it before. You are way stronger than me, that's for sure. Jumping back into Kingdom Hearts 1, this time the annoyance is pointed at Goofy. Those who played Kingdom Hearts on the PlayStation 3, 4, or 5 have been given a long list of objectives to do with the achievement system. Getting a platinum trophy in a Kingdom Hearts game is a huge achievement, and one of the most difficult trophies to obtain is the Master Defender, as it requires the player to obtain all the shields in the game. The shield that makes this challenge an absolute nightmare ironically comes from the Defender shield. This Goofy shield takes on the appearance of the Defender Heartless from later in the game, and the only way to obtain it is by defeating this enemy. Although the odds of the Defender dropping the shields are only 0.2%, which is so incredibly low, players can take out hundreds of these without seeing a shield. I've seen posts online of people saying that it took them into the thousands to get it to drop. The tech has been to go to Traverse Town and to keep going in and out of the hotel, but it's one of those situations where you're just gonna need to keep trying again and again. You can increase your chances by enabling more Lucky Lucky, which increases the drop rate for certain items, but even with 3 of them installed, it could take you hours before this Heartless drops the shield. Sora is just back in the mines again. To enter the world of Sleep, we're going to be taking a gander at Dream Drop distance, because the End of Pain Keyblade might be this game's ultimate nightmare. While the design of the End of Pain is really cool with its red and black color scheme, the only way to unlock it is by clearing all the special portals with both Sora and Riku. With all the Keyblades in Dream Drop, Riku and Sora will need to unlock them individually in order for them to use them, and Sora and Riku each have their own special portals to clear, although to actually find them is one of those RNG situations again. So each character has 6 portals in each world except for the last. The last world has 3. Although the 6 portals aren't all available during one world visit. Before dropping between each character, you're able to see a forecast of what Dream Meters are appearing in the world. If the special portal you need does not appear, you'll need to drop in order to refresh this list. Now, like I said, there are 6 different special portals per character in each world, meaning you're going to be dropping back and forth a lot, especially if you want the Keyblade for both of the characters. It's just another one of those long grinds where you'll need to do some of the homework. I personally would just look up where the special portals could spawn because I would never ever figure this out on my own. This Keyblade just hurt my brain. Bringing back the pain of Kingdom Hearts 1's Ultima weapon, let's take a look at another one of its most annoying materials. This time it's the Serenity Power, an item that can only be obtained by defeating this pink Heartless. It will either spawn in the treehouse of the Deep Jungle or in the undersea cave in Atlantica. In order to defeat Pinky, you'll need to hit him at least 40 times before it reacts for a chance for it to drop the Serenity Power. Mind you, hitting him 40 times is just the minimum. If you're able to hit him 100 times, then you get the Serenity Power, but that is a lot more difficult than it seems. There's just not enough time to do this without knowing exactly what to do. This is another one of those instances where I just needed a guide. Like, how was I supposed to know that I needed to use Aurora, Ragnarok, disable Donna and Goofy's AI, use stop, dance, and attack them all at once? Truly, the guide space in the Kingdom Hearts community be doing the Lord's work, because I just kept trying to do this again and again, and even with 40 hits, you're not even guaranteed the reward. You're only given a 10% chance with 40 hits. To boost it up to 20%, you need to get at least 70 hits. You'll just have to come back again and again to grind it out. Fortunately, the Serenity Power can be used to make things like EXP earrings, which makes leveling up much easier. But still, every time I see this giant pink and green thing, I know I'm gonna have a bad time. To jump into Kingdom Goat 2, we're gonna take a look at the final mix version. Outside of adding new characters and challenging super bosses to push you beyond your limits, they also added this new crew called the Mushroom 13. They share an appearance with the older mushrooms from Kingdom Hearts 1, but this time they're made to represent different members of the organization. Completing each of their challenges requires Sora to do something funky to get a high score. The higher the score, the better the rewards. And in order to get the winner's proof Keyblade, you'll need to defeat them all. Although the one I wanted to point out in particular has to do with mushroom number 8. This one is located outside of Master Jensen's tower and can be activated when Sora pulls it out of the ground. It's then at this point where Sora will need to keep it in the air for as long as possible. It's somewhat similar to that ball minigame from Twilight Town, but you'll need to hit the mushroom at least 85 times to clear it, although the mushroom can get knocked away after a few hits, making it difficult to catch it before it hits the ground. It's often where I would just completely miss and just have to start over, and this was definitely the most challenging one out of all of them for me. Eventually, I figured out how to use the Master Form technique and clear it with no problem, but before that, man, this was a huge struggle bus. For our final visit to Kingdom Hearts 1, we're going to start hunting for the Mystery Goo. You guessed it, it's another item needed to create the game's Ultima weapon, although this one is only dropped by the white, blue, and black mushroom enemies. They are a fairly rare spawn to begin with, and they don't interact like normal Heartless. Each one has their own special method to defeat them, like hitting them with certain magical attacks. Their animations will indicate what they want, and if you get it wrong, they will disappear. Correctly guessing the right spell 3 times will offer you a 10% chance to get a mystery goo. 10%. God, 10. Although this is just mentioning the white mushrooms. The blue ones are similar to the mushroom 8 in Kingdom Hearts 2, as in Sora will be ranked on how many hits it takes for him to keep the enemies in the air. If it's 10 times, the game has a 20% chance of dropping a mystery goo. Although, you gotta remember, this is in Kingdom Hearts 2. My boy Sora is not as mobile. In fact, he is just a baby child. He does not have the same flashy aerial combos like he does in Kingdom Hearts 2, making it much more difficult to keep this mushroom man in the air. Not only that, but the camera is so sensitive. Trying to keep track of an enemy in the air that has a chance of spinning off in any different direction. There were so many times I dropped my combo simply because I just did not see where he went. Hitting it 100 times will give you a mystery goo 100% sure, but good luck with that. I hate these little blue things. For the final most annoying thing to come out of Kingdom Hearts, let's take a look at Kingdom Hearts 3. For those looking to explore a new beautiful Twilight Town, that's too bad because it's not here. Although there is a new bistro in town where Sora can create dishes using the ingredients he collects on his journey. He's able to fry up some stuff using a skillet, he can chop up his vegetables, he's able to properly season his dishes, but then there's the true final boss of the game, and that's trying to master the egg minigame. Obtaining a perfect rating in the bistro requires players to get an excellent rank on every dish. While collecting every dish isn't a specific item, it is an important part of completing Kingdom Hearts 3. Although this egg minigame, I simply cannot. I just don't know the proper timing for it, and I either crush it or do it too late. I've never been able to figure out the timing, and if you lose, you're better off restarting your save, since the ingredients you just failed to use are now gone from your inventory. So now you gotta go all the way back to the other world to get the ingredients back that you just used. I know you're able to equip the Gourmand ring, which makes it much easier to rank high on these cooking mini games, but there's just something about this egg one that I will never be able to figure out. I attempt to move my analog sticks with frame perfect precision, only for them to get completely destroyed. I'm really letting Remy down with this one. But yes, these are the 10 most annoying items to get in the Kingdom Hearts series. I have these war flashbacks every time I start to think about them. Of course, I know there's more out there. Please let me know in the comment section below which ones I'm missing, or rather, which items have brought you the most pain and suffering. This is my list, and I clearly have a bias against Kingdom Hearts 1. Thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and stay awesome.